What's up, YouTube? I'm back at it again with more tanks, and I'm just gonna do an overall update of all the tanks that I have currently, and let you guys in on some future plans with tanks. And yeah, well, as you can see, this is Hades the Oscar. He's doing really well. I know he's not the best looking Oscar. He's been through a lot. He's got a lot of scars, and he's not overall really isn't just the best looking Oscar in the world, but can't help but to love him either way. He's got so much personality, and he's such a big rambunctious fish. He really likes to fight things, which is why he is currently all alone, and why he doesn't have any decorations, because he likes to fight the plants as well. And anything in his tank, he just wants to fight and kill, because that's all he seems to know how to do. But you gotta love him anyways. He's such a cool fish. And there's not really much to update you on him. He's gotten a little bit bigger, not really lengthwise, but he has gotten a lot wider. So if he faces us, you'll definitely be able to see it, or if he looks up, you really be able to see it, because you get to see the back on this dude. He probably weighs a pound, even though he's only about 10 inches long, which just goes to show just how crazy fat this fish has gotten. See, that's a pretty goodish view of how thick he has become. But it would be really nice if he would look at us, but I don't know if he'll cooperate or not. I highly doubt he will, because he seems to be more interested in what's going on behind his tank, because there was just a bunch of stuff behind there and he couldn't really see the wall. Now he can, so he's very interested in what's going on down back there, which is why you love Oscars, because they have so much personality and they really just like to explore everything, even if it's not in their tank. There it is. He finally looked at us. Look at how big that fish is. But anyways, I guess we'll go and update you on Rocky's tank, and I will see you right after this. And just like that, we're on Rocky's tank. Not much to update you here either. I think you guys already know that the Jewel cichlids did breed. This is not Sunset. I forget its name. It's not Percy's first wife, I guess. This one is Skittles, the Jewel cichlid that my uncle gave me. And they have bred now after a few months. I thought it was going to happen way earlier, but it took them a really long time to warm up to each other enough to actually breed. But as you can see, they're being super aggressive because they have the babies in there. And there's not many left now. There used to be literally like millions of them in there. And we're down to maybe like 20 of them. But they're all doing pretty good, and they're starting to get a little size on them, so that's good. So mom and dad have managed to not kill Rocky, which is really good, because if they did, I would literally kill them, because Rocky is my prized possession. I love this fish to death. But as you can see, they still try to bully him, even though he could insta-kill them with one bite, which I really don't get, even though he has witnessed the murder of his ex-wife, I guess, by the hands of him. Well, not by the hands, by the jaws of him, because she got stuck behind the heater and he grabbed her tail and devoured her. So I have no idea why he still thinks it's a good idea to try to fight Rocky, and both of them do it, especially the female. The female's a real hothead, but she won't take Rocky on when he's facing her like head on, which is pretty smart, because he would literally just eat her like a little snack, and he would have zero remorse, and then the babies wouldn't have a mother. Future plans for both Rocky the Jewel cichlids, well, I guess all the fish, Rocky the Jewel cichlids and Hades, are I'm gonna definitely upgrade Rocky's tank and take the Jewel cichlids out, put them in a smaller tank so that they can just be by themselves and breed. And I'm probably gonna try to get Rocky into a probably a 75, but like a 75 long, because he doesn't really need height or width, because he's not a very long fish. Of course, he will get bigger though, because they do get around a foot long in the wild, and if I'm lucky, he might get a foot long in the tank. So maybe I'll have to upgrade him again once he gets that big. But a 75 should suffice after, well, even this 40 gallon that he's in should suffice for a while. But I do want to get him into something bigger so that I can put a little more fish in there with him that are a little bit more peaceful than the jewel cichlids that he can still get along with. Maybe I was thinking like a big school of neon tetras, some angelfish, and maybe some cory cats if I can find some bigger ones that he, well, probably not bigger ones to be honest. Smaller ones would probably work because he would see them as less of a meal. But yeah, maybe some cory cats, some angelfish, and some neon tetras, and maybe a few other different types of tetras to go in with him once I upgrade his tank. And I'm probably gonna get like a bunch of driftwood and plants and rocks so it makes it look really nice. And definitely can't get any more piranhas in there with him, or they'd just kill everything in the peaceful piranha tank, I guess. But yeah, and this tank might become a piranha community grow out tank. And I was thinking a grow out tank with Hades tank for maybe a jaguar cichlid or another big cichlid that could possibly go in with Hades. But obviously have to grow them out because Hades is so big and mean. They have to be able to defend themselves. And I also probably gonna raise them until they're just slightly smaller than he is, so that on one hand he really can't kill them because they're gonna be big enough to defend themselves, but they will also be smaller than him so that they can't kill him. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just take them back to the pet store or get them their own tank and start up a big cichlid tank, I guess, with South American cichlids. Maybe get another Oscar, which would be awesome, and especially if I end up with a female Oscar. Then I could get Hades a little wife, and maybe we get Oscar babies, which would be super, super nice. And it would be quite the experience because I've never actually bred Oscars before. And I think it would be really cool to see how they do it and have the experience of raising baby Oscars up until they're little monsters and possibly starting to sell fish, because I really do want to get into a larger scale breeding system and maybe get like a racking system like the King of DIY with a few different breeding, like a few different fish breeding. Obviously, I'm going to have jewel cichlids. I already have the startup because I already have a breeding pair. And if I get a female Oscar, I'll breed Oscars. Jaguar cichlids aren't too hard to breed, so maybe I'll do Jags. And Jack Dempseys are super, super easy to breed. I've done it many times. And I think it would be cool, especially if I could get hold of some electric blue Jack Dempseys, which would make for an awesome fish to breed and sell. And maybe also get some hybrid fish like a Jaguar or Jack Dempsey. I know that's possible. And if I get an electric blue Jack Dempsey and a Jaguar cichlid to breed, that would be super extra special because that would be such a beautiful fish. And it doesn't really have a name in the community yet, but I've like dubbed the Jaguar or Jack Dempsey hybrid the Jaguar, and then if it were an electric blue Jack Dempsey, it would be an electric blue Jaguar, that sounds so cool. And I can't wait to try it and see how it turns out. Maybe I'll also breed convicts because those are really easy to sex and super easy to breed. All you gotta do is put a male and a female in the tank and you'll get babies. Pretty much just like jewel cichlids. You put a male and a female jewel cichlid together, you're gonna get fry very fast. And maybe I could also try cross breeding convicts and what's it called? Blood parrots, which makes for a pretty cool looking fish. And I'm also pretty sure that you can breed blood parrots and Jack Dempseys together. If I remember correctly on a video of hybrid cichlids that I watched. I'm not completely sure, but it's possible. But it might be possible, which would be really cool. Especially if I got an electric blue. I know I'm beefing up this electric blue Jack Dempsey, but they look so beautiful. Maybe I'll add a picture in at the end to show you just how beautiful these fish are. And to get an electric blue parrotfish Jack Dempsey hybrid, that would be awesome. That would be so cool. And they'd probably fly out the windows in sales because it would be such a beautiful fish, and they get pretty big because Jack Dempsey's get about 10 inches, and so do blood parrots. So that would be a pretty decent sized fish. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated if anything changes, if I get any new tanks. And I also have gotten a new pet. It is a Mediterranean or a house gecko. I'm not exactly sure which one. He's too small to really tell, but he's looking more like a house gecko than a Mediterranean gecko. But I will show you guys a clip of him if I can get him out without him running away, because he's really fast and he doesn't really like to be handled all that much. But I have picked him up before and I have handled him, and I got him used to it, but then I stopped handling him for like a day or two, and now he doesn't like me as much. But I will try to get a few clips of him in as well. And yeah, I'll see you when I get to there. There he is. He's down there. He's not really participating on letting me take him out, but he did come out of his tube for me so I can get a little bit of footage. His name is Bean. He's like the most adorable thing that I have ever seen. I caught him right outside of my house. He like ran on my leg and chilled on my shirt, and then I brought him in. And they're actually invasive, so I'm not hurting anything by taking him out. So I'm actually kind of helping and also saving his life, because you're technically supposed to kill these guys when you catch them. But I thought he was way too cute, so I thought I'd keep him. And there he goes back into his hole. So yeah, that's Bean, and just expect more Bean updates. So yeah. Rocky, Hades, and there's my doggo. Peace.